Hello. Welcome to Vlogmas, day 21. Well, I looked through my topics list, and I didn't really like any of them today. I'm like super exhausted today, like I can't keep my brain straight. Not like that's anything different from normal. I think I've been fighting the cold that everybody in the world has, and I'm not going to get it. Oh, here comes somebody. Who is it? That's Poppy. Maybe he'll come after the puzzle. Anyway. So, I don't know. I was like, I can tell you some crazy story about my family. Actually, I think I will just tell you a stupid story about my family and then figure out what else to talk about afterward. Maybe I don't think it'll be long enough to do an entire puzzle. So I'm pretty sure I said that last Saturday I had to go hang out with my sister at the mall. Incredibly stressful because I don't know. I knew I had a short amount of time. That's the thing. It was not going to be a finite amount of time. Very limited. In public, she couldn't really be super outrageous. She couldn't be drunk in public. Okay. You sort of in? Sort of in. Anyway, so, our family, my mother's side, my family, both sides are humongous. My mother was one of 5, and my father was one of 6. So, big families, a ton of people. We always had, now, don't get me wrong, in the end, I'm like, okay, it's about time we did this. Come on. So many people, everybody's getting older. Give me a break about it. But always had this massive, huge, whole family gets together on twice a year on Christmas Eve and 4th of July. Now, I absolutely hate it, but I also feel completely obligated to show up, at least one of these little events. The reason it's so terrible, among other things, is because, most of my cousins are like they grew up on the same street in Portland, Maine. Literally, they were like, I think it was number 77 and number 100 or something. It was like bizarre. The most of them all grew up together. And I did not grow up with them. And anybody in my family. We were around them a lot. It was fairly close family. We visited like at least once a month to everybody. So, we're not as close as the rest of the cousins are, but, we're there. So, we knew this is like what we are supposed to do, is go hang out with everybody on Christmas Eve. When I went to shop with my sister, she mentioned it, that she was going to go. By the way, do you see how long it's taking me to say anything? It's because I'm tired. I was like, am I going to skip this? And I'm like, no, don't. I mean, it's not like many people are watching it anyway, but if I didn't make it, I don't know. Anyway, so my sister, when we were out shopping, mentioned going to this thing. That's what we do. And I was like, oh God, I'm going to be stuck in the middle of these people. They're all going to be yapping at me to talk to each other. But forget this. My one cousin, whose number I have, I think I have two of my cousins' phone number actually. I think. I don't know. I mean, I don't interact with them. Anyway, I was like, I'm out of this. I am not going to be in the middle. I'm not going to be the one that's coordinating this. Plus I don't want to obligate myself to definitely have to go. It's a horrible idea. I can't see what this puzzle is either. This is not helping me. So I sent, this is how my family operates. Who's that? Oh, that's Lucy. That's the new cat. I sent my cousin a message saying, hey, my sister was talking about going to your party. Could you give her some of the details? Because that's another thing. Where we are, I don't know if everybody in the world operates like this, but here, we don't know what the actual address of anything is. We just know how to get there and get there. So I wouldn't be able to say, hey, this is her address to get in the GPS. So again, that would be my cousin. She would know the address. Anyway, this is what happened. My cousin then was like, yeah. Immediately sent a text to my sister saying, it's actually not at her house, which is where it's been. They were trading off again to another house. Because again, I mean, the whole thing, it used to be they lived on the same street, so they would have this big party together, and they would alternate. One house would have the 4th of July, that's one that actually had a yard, and then the other house would have Christmas. And so then my aunt and uncle died, and their kids were taking on the next, the parties for the next generation, whatever. And so I knew who had been doing it, but they moved it along, and they were now, I guess, going to the next generation. It was my cousin's daughter, so my second cousin, who was doing the shindig this year. And so which I would have no idea, I would have shown up at the wrong place. I mean, again, these people are all in each other's back pocket. They all know what's going on. They don't need to tell anybody else. So I guess that was kind of slick of me to get my sister to figure out where everybody was doing, in case, especially my son would probably want to go. He likes hanging out with my, on a one-on-one basis with the rest of the family more than I do. That's the other thing, is that the people in my family, they still consider us the same. They don't understand that he actually lives by himself and has his own thing going on. So they invite me and assume he's coming. Oh, it's somebody reading a kid a story. Getting there. So here's the story of what happened. My cousin sent a text to my sister saying, "This is when it's going to happen. This is where it's going to happen. Come on down." Okay. And then my sister got a second text about 10 minutes later that said, okay, there's a problem. That, my second cousin, who's hosting the place, hosting this party, said that it's a very, very small space that she has. And she doesn't have room for us. She assumed we weren't coming. I mean, I don't even know how many of my family know my sister's back in town. I don't know that she's interacted with any of them. And so, basically, sorry, but no room in the inn. You actually can't come. So I'm like, oh my god. I mean, kind of rude, but whatever, right? And so my sister's like, well, then you can come out and see us, which she doesn't really get that. I mean, already on my son wants them to come to my house on Christmas Eve, mostly because I've decorated, and also because I have this new cat that he wants to see. For me to do that, he's like maybe half an hour away from me, and he doesn't drive, which means I have to go in, get him, drive back to my house, do the reverse. So that's 2 hours driving just to come to my house. My sister lives about an hour from me. So for me to go see her with him, I have to, it's probably 3 hours driving. Like, come on. I work ridiculous numbers of hours. No, I don't think that's what I want to do, But my sister was pretty insulted at the idea that she was invited and then immediately disinvited. I mean, but my cousin didn't want anybody to feel left out, I guess. I don't know. I mean, she really should have thought before she, started giving out invitations, or double check that there was space or whatever. It was kind of a dense mood on her behalf. So then, almost immediately, there was another massive group text that said, okay, well, we're going to do things different on Christmas. This is literally what she said. So she's making a decision for everybody in the family. That, so this half, I don't know how many, I think they said 17. So I think that it's probably actually only my uncle's kids on down. So it's 1 of 5, 1/5 of everybody. So it kind of makes sense. Maybe that she wants to do this. I don't know. Again, without talking to anybody, just unilaterally, the same as before, making the decision. That on Christmas Day, she's making plans that she's found a place where she can get. I mean, she's immediately, and with a week before Christmas, I'm like kind of amazed. I don't know how many strings she pulled. That there is a Chinese restaurant that will be open, and she's going to rent a room. She just needs to know the number of people are coming ahead of time so that they can reserve those spots. And that she expects everybody to come from all over to go to a Chinese restaurant for dinner on Christmas Day. Because, she's disinvited. I mean, she thinks, again, my sister and I would both be fresh meat. We would, we have all the stories. They haven't talked to us. We're great. They'd want to just be on us about, tell us something that happened this past year, blah, 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 blah. I don't know my sister would be up for it. I know my sister's kids would not be up for it. I don't think my son would tolerate it very long. I know I'd hate it to be in that sort of spotlight. But, yeah. So, I mean, it's a massive group text, which I'm on. And it's been like 2 days. And I've seen no response. So I don't think anybody is going to this Christmas dinner thing for the family at some Chinese restaurant. I mean, the thing is that it was, again, another stupid snap judgment on my cousin's behalf. People have already started planning, and like, they're having a turkey. They probably already bought it. It's probably already, well, I guess it's a few days left out, but I mean, people have already got plans. They're not going to suddenly go, oh, Christmas, let's get together for this, and I don't know. That's my family. That's the type of thing. I don't know. This one, it's not this one though. It's the way they all are. They're all, what is it called? Main character syndrome. Where they think that they can make decisions for everybody and everybody else is going to go along with it, and they just go forward with whatever idea they have and deal with the consequences of having somebody having a different opinion, and they never check first, and it's just chaos, and it sucks. So, this is a primo example. Primo? I don't know. Of why I don't interact with my family. Anyway, this was like a terrible video. I'm not even slightly with it. I'm not even sure it recorded. I hope it did, because I don't really want to do it again. Anyway, hopefully tomorrow I'll have a better video for you. Be slightly more awake. So, have a good day. Bye.